There is a pattern in the Nigerian music industry so consistent, it almost feels scripted at this point in time. Artist signs with label, artist blows up, artist clashes with label, artist then leaves label publicly, messily, with receipts on the internet. We did it with Cynthia Morgan and Northside Music. We did it with Brymo and Chocolate City. Crayon called out Mavin on X. King Madi is fighting a former label over a $1 million suit. And every single time, the industry says, another one. And then we move on until we don't move on anymore. I want to stop moving on. I want to see what is actually inside this contract. Because the splits keep happening for a reason. And the reason is written in the contract. My name is Bayo Eshola. I'm an entertainment lawyer. I'm your host for Afropop Law. And today, I'm opening the contract. Let me tell you what most Nigerian recording contracts look like on paper. We're talking about recording contracts where the artist keeps about 15 to 20% of their streaming revenue. That means the label gets to keep 80 to 85%. We're talking about 360 deals. That's arrangements where the label doesn't just get a cut of your streaming revenue. They also get a cut of your shows, your endorsements, your brand deals. Every commercial activity tied to your name and your music. We're talking about post-term commission clauses. That's fine print that says that even after you have left such label, even after that relationship with your label has ended, they are still entitled to a percentage from deals that were initiated during that contract period. You have left the label, the financial relationship has not. And we're talking about recoupment. You see that advance that the label gave you, that you spent on studio time, on rent, on living. That money was never a gift. It was a loan. And you're going to pay it back from your own music money until a label recoups every naira that they say they have invested in your career. You're likely to get nothing from your own music. That is the financial architecture of a deal that a young artist who just wants an opportunity signs because someone finally believed in them. By the time they understand the full extent of what they have signed, it is already too late. You see, Mavin's situation with Crayon. Crayon's outbursts may have been emotional, but they also may not have been emotional. Behind every "they did not invest in my career" is definitely a contract question. Here's what I mean. What did his contract to Mavin? What did the artist development clause say? What did the investment obligation clause say? What was the label obligated to do in exchange for 80% of the streaming revenue? Most Nigerian contracts have no meaningful artist development clause. The label has no duty to release your music. They have no duty to promote the music. They have no duty to invest in your career at any certain level. But they have every right to the revenue that career generates. That is the deal. And most Nigerian artists, most young Nigerian artists would sign it because nobody told them that there was anything wrong with it. The exits will keep happening because the contracts keep being written the same way. And young artists keep signing them without independent legal representation. And then the cycle continues. Well, until it does not continue anymore. And what breaks that cycle is young artists who walk into the contract room very informed. Better contracts are not a luxury. Mandatory legal counsel before signing is not an unreasonable ask. Royalty transparency is not some revolutionary concept. These are the conditions for an industry that actually works for the guys that are making the music. My name is Bayo Eshola. This is Afropop Law. subscribe, share this, follow this page. Share this with an artist that is about to sign their first deal, because the contract is where your future gets decided, and you deserve to understand every word of it. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.